As we mentioned earlier, an FDNY firefighter based in Brooklyn drowned trying to save his own daughter, who was caught in the current along the Jersey Shore.
Yeah, real stuff. Rough start to the summer for the department, especially in the neighborhood of Borough Hill. Joining us right now to talk about this and more is Brooklyn Borough President Antonio Reynoso. So, Borough President, thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Let's get your reaction to the tragedy first and foremost, and what you know about the incident overall.
Yeah, I know very limited information, but we know that this firefighter died saving his daughter, and it's a tragedy across the board, whether he was a service person or not. But for him to be from Brooklyn, somebody that's constantly giving his life or being asked to, in cases of fires, to have to sacrifice himself to save his daughter is a tragic thing. But we do want to get the message out there. If you don't see a lifeguard, especially in a time when we have less lifeguards in our beaches, especially in Coney Island and in Brooklyn, we just want you to stay away. Go to a place where you can see a lifeguard or a lifeguard can see you, because tragedies like this do happen.
All right, we want to talk about public safety as well. A woman slashed on the subway last week. An MTA worker attacked in a separate incident, both in Crown Heights. Should there be additional patrols added to these areas of crime in the wake of these attacks?
Absolutely not. It doesn't solve the problem. We've seen that when we add more cops to our subway system, the crime either stays exactly the same and doesn't necessarily see an uptick or a downtick. So the cops are not the solution. I always go back to the same thing, is we need resources for people. The folks that are doing this work are not folks out there that have a once in a lifetime episode. These are folks that, for the most part, are struggling with mental health issues, that don't have resources, don't have secure housing, and are put in a position where their mental health goes untreated and start causing harm to themselves and onto others. If we want to talk about how we can really solve this issue, it would be by bringing resources to these folks. But I also want to be able to put in perspective that crime in the subway has gone down year after year and month after month. We are actually almost 13% safer in our subway systems from this time last year. So I just want to make sure that this perspective, while there are incidents and they're tragic, and we don't want folks we don't want to dismiss that and empathize and sympathize with a lot of these families and the folks that are suffering through it. The crime in the New York City subways are actually down, and it is safer now than it has been over the last year.
Yeah.
So we don't want to discourage people from using the subways.
We want to get to other topics, but you mentioned resources. I'm just curious, what are the resources?
Well, it's mental health resources right now.
But hasn't that already played out? Haven't we seen that play out? Haven't there been mental health resources put into the system?
There haven't. The budget has been consistently cut over the last 3 or 4 years. The only budget in the city of New York that has gone untouched for the last 4 years has been the NYPD budget. Mental health services are working under one of the lowest budgets in its history. And what we're seeing is that there are specific services that go into following one person or one mental health advisor, following 10 people throughout their entire lives for a year, and making sure that they're being checked up on and so forth, have been the most effective, and that budget has been slashed as well. So this year, when you see 3% cuts, when you see 6% cuts coming from the mayor, that's what they're cutting, is mental health services of that sort.
And we want to talk about the migrant crisis. During the break, I said I met you at a story where you were touring a school that was being used as a shelter. The mayor has turned houses of worship now as places to house asylum seekers. A recent survey also found that many migrants were not receiving basic services. So what steps need to be taken to fix these issues, and where are we with housing the influx of asylum seekers?
So we have many issues, and this crisis is just kind of showing us how we failed when it comes to the work of housing, affordable housing in the city of New York. One, we have too many elected officials that don't want to build the housing in and around their neighborhoods because they don't want anything to change. And when you see that, we have a production issue when it comes to housing. So the housing that we do have in New York City is extremely expensive because it's so limited. So what we need to start doing is allowing for development to happen in areas that are non-traditionally allowed to develop, which is mostly in white affluent areas. So one, we need to start more housing supply. The other thing is we're exhausting all options. Every single infrastructure and resource that exists within our municipal and political capital has been expended. What we haven't done is the private sector. During COVID, we saw that private businesses, banks, corporations, and it was all hands on deck during COVID to see how we can help. Because this migrant crisis is a humanitarian crisis and it doesn't affect people individually, we're seeing that the private sector has been practically absent on this. And then it just comes down to the president. The president of the United States has given us crumbs, if even, to solve this problem that is a federal problem. So until Biden doesn't step up and do more, we're going to continue to exhaust the resources we do have in the city to try to solve for this problem that at this point is unsolvable.
Yeah, the mayor has been very forceful in asking the federal government to step up in terms of money. Before we let you go, I do want to ask you, you were forced to cancel this outdoor concert series last week because of all the smoke that was going on, right? It was a serious issue here in the city. Will those concerts come back? Is there, I guess, a rain date, a smoke date?
Yes. Yes, there is. Folks don't need to worry. We're going to have a rain date. We're going to make sure that whatever we were going to present, we continue to do. Today, Celebrate Brooklyn will start, which is extremely important. This is the rain date. It is today, but it's a whole series going on in the entire summer, so folks don't need to worry. Those shows will be on board. And we had, I guess, an interruption through that air quality mess with the fires in Canada. But moving forward, Brooklyn, you're going to be good. We're going to be able to celebrate Brooklyn.
As you always say, spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. I love when you end your press conferences.
All right, I love it. I love it. It's working. It's working. There you go.
All right, Borough President Reynoso, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Glad to have you. Come back anytime. In studio, please.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Thank you for having me. See you soon.